What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 5 in the latest Pitch Dark Pack colorway. Now, of course, we've already had a Pitch Dark pack from Nike before, which did include the Superfly 5. Those also featured a black base, but with pink and reflective accents, where this time around, it's still a black base, but you now have red, white, and gray as the three accent colors. And the final product is a very good looking shoe, but one that ultimately is quite a bit different from the original Pitch Dark pack as well. Anyways, we'll go over the details of the colorway in today's video. We'll talk a little bit about tech specs and performance with the Superfly 5, and of course, take a look at how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $300 retail price. Now, of course, being a top-end model from Nike, they do come with a string bag in matching black and red colors. Always a nice little extra. But the shoe and the colorway, let's focus on that first, because obviously it's black, and that's something we don't see a lot of from the Mercurial line, and really with modern boots in general. This is kind of considered an old school colorway, and it's funny that people really get excited these days when it comes to black boot releases, because as you can see by my background, which features a lot of recent stuff and some older stuff, colorful boots have become kind of the main trend. Most brands are going to release shoes with lots and lots of colors because that's what most young kids would want. So I'm really curious about this. So I figured I'd ask you this question in this video. Would you wear black boots, and would you be happy if black boots made a comeback? I'll leave a little pop-up on screen which will reveal a poll, and you can vote yes or no. Do you like wearing black boots? Yes or no? Really curious to hear your opinions on that. Personally, for me, I'm a big fan of black boots, but I know not everybody likes, I guess, a more simple styling, low profile shoe. Some people really like the bright colors, so leave your opinions. Anyways, these feature a black base, like I said. It's a black Flyknit base, and then you do have the Nike skin covering on top, which is actually translucent on this particular colorway. It's partially translucent. No, it is fully translucent, but it's pretty much just black and a very, very dark gray within the Flyknit weave itself. So it looks almost like solid black. You can see on the medial side when you get up close, there's a very faint gray in the actual pattern itself, but it's difficult to see, especially from a distance. So that's not really a detail you're going to notice unless you're just holding the shoe in your hand. Black laces, the exposed Flyknit running through the middle as well as on the collar is all black as well. And then you can see the outside rim of the sole plate is also black in color. So now you have your main accent in the form of white, which you have on the Nike swoosh here on the lateral side, the Mercurial branding on the back, the Flyknit ACC branding there, and then the sole plate is also white, which I don't really care so much for the sole plate. I really wish that would have been black. I think that would have made the shoe look a lot more sleek and just, I guess, a little bit cleaner overall, but black and white is never a bad color combination. And then they went for University Red as a main accent, which you of course have in the collar. The middle part here, when this central part of elasticated Flyknit stretches out, reveals a red mid layer. You guys will see that better during the on-feet portion of the video. And then you have the red stud tips that, because they're translucent plastic, almost look a little bit pink. And then finally, your main dark gray accent in the form of the Nike branding there on the medial side, which seems to be the new thing for the Nike Mercurial Superflies and the current Mercurial lineup. It used to be a small swoosh. Now they're going with the big Nike branding. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you prefer the big Nike branding or the smaller swoosh? I'm kind of undecided. I really don't mind this, but I know a lot of people don't like it at all. Anyways, as far as performance is concerned, the Superfly 5 is a very solid shoe. I think people know this is an awesome performer. If you guys want to learn more about the shoes, or you just want to see the shoes in action, I go over all of the details in a playtest video that I made when the shoe first came out. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. Go ahead and check it out. There's lots of information there. In terms of what you should know, kind of key characteristics of the Superfly, obviously it's a very thin, very tight-fitting, very lightweight shoe that offers very aggressive traction. That kind of sums up the Mercurial line, and the Superfly 5, along with the Vapor 11, they both do that extremely well. If you're comparing this to the Vapor 11, the Flyknit upper on this shoe has a more sock-like, slightly thicker feel in comparison to the Vapor. If you want kind of a more true barefoot sensation, the Vapor is definitely the thinner boot, But that's not to say that the Superfly doesn't provide a barefoot sensation either. It's still very, very thin. It just has that slight padded sensation to it because of the material the upper is made out of. It's definitely more sock-like, and you could argue that it does have a much softer, arguably more comfortable feel on feet in comparison to the Vapor. But again, it really does come down to personal preference, which leads us to the mid-cut aspect, because again, this is something that not everybody likes. I'm personally not a fan of mid-cut shoes in general, but a lot of people really like them either because of how it feels or because of how it looks. I personally don't care too much about the feel. That's the big thing for me. I just find low-cut shoes to be a little bit more comfortable. So that would be one of the main reasons why I do prefer the Vapor over the Superfly. But if you like the mid-cut thing from Nike, which a lot of people do, I'm not saying it's bad by any means, you're definitely gonna enjoy what you get here with the Superfly 5. Just take it easy with the break-in process, and you shouldn't have any real issues when it comes to discomfort. As far as other features you're gonna find, you have Flywire incorporated within the Flyknit that does a really good job of holding your foot in place without adding rigidity or stiffness to the upper. Central lacing system, which is really straightforward. One-piece design for the upper, so you get a very seamless, kind of consistent thickness and feel across the entire foot when the shoe is on your foot. Really, really important. And then you have the Nike Plate sole plate, which I think is one of my personal favorite features, in that your foot actually sits slightly into the sole plate because it has a little bit of shape to the base as opposed to being completely flat. And the reasoning for that is so when your foot's actually in the boot, it's in the sole plate versus sitting on top of a flat surface like you would with a standard sole plate design, which just makes the shoe feel more connected to your foot, and it allows for a very responsive sensation. Your foot is much less likely to slide around on the base of the sole plate because of that slight curvature it has at the bottom. So really, really cool feature, but you do get that on the Vapor 11 as well, so keep that in mind. And then as far as the stud pattern is concerned, this is of course the firm ground variation, all chevron studs. Very, very aggressive blades. They've got good length to them as well. And really, if you're just looking for the most aggressive traction you can get from a firm ground stud pattern, the current Mercurial model, I think, is the way to go. Nothing really comes close to this in terms of performance characteristics and just the way that it feels in general. If you just want as much bite as possible when pushing off in any direction, this does that better than pretty much anything else out there. They're also very light. Anyways, that's enough about tech specs. That's enough about the look. Let's take a look at how these things fit and feel on feet. So you can see on the right boot, I actually swapped out the black laces for some red reflective SR4U replacement laces, which pretty much match perfectly with the university red on the upper. I thought it accented really nicely, and it actually looks pretty good, especially when you get to see the red revealed right here. So I'll put these on. Anyways, if you're interested in a pair of SR4U replacement laces for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. The laces are available there. All the information is on the website. So if you're interested, be sure to go ahead and check that out. So I'll tie these up really quickly, and we'll take a look at both of the shoes on feet. I talked about this earlier. Again, you can see that when the middle part stretches out, the elasticated Flyknit through the middle, it reveals that little bit of red right there, which is kind of a neat little accent that you don't really notice until you actually put the shoes on. So I'll put the left boot on as well. Oh, I almost tipped over right there. There we go. Tie these up. And you really notice when you tie these up that the upper, it has those Flywire cables. They're incorporated within the actual texturing they have in the upper. So you don't necessarily see them, but they're definitely very, very functional when it comes to pulling the laces tight. It works directly with the lacing system and does an excellent job of holding your foot and just securing it in place inside of the shoe, giving this a very, very responsive feel overall. So here is a look at the shoes on feet. And out of the box, you'll find that one, it's a very tight fitting shoe, which is a common characteristic and probably the most popular characteristic of the Mercurial line. It's part of the reason why it's been so successful in my opinion. So they fit very, very well if you like that super tight fit. There's no extra space on the inside of the shoe whatsoever. And really the only thing that kind of, I guess you need to take it easy with when you wear them for the first time is that heel area. It's a mid-cut boot from Nike, so if you're not used to wearing mid-cut shoes, it will have a little bit of a different type of feel in terms of how it sits on your heel, which can be uncomfortable at first. So it's really not a good idea to wear these straight into a game or something like that. But as long as you take it easy, you wear them during some light practices, some jogging sessions, just really kind of more, less intense movements, you should be good to go after, let's say, 2 or 3 hours of doing more light intensity activities. But for the most part, they're pretty comfortable out of the box. Everyone's gonna have their own experience with that, just based on how they fit and feel on your feet specifically. As far as width is concerned, they are tight-fitting shoes, but they're definitely not narrow. They'll fit most people. If you have really wide feet, probably not the best option for you, but really it's a tight-fitting shoe. So if you like tight boots, you're likely not gonna have too many issues fitting into the Superfly 5. And as far as the sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So that is pretty much it, guys, for my review of the new pitch dark pack colorway of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. Again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, you can click the little eye in the corner of the screen or the first link down below in the description. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $300 retail price. If you have any questions regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comment section and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.